Hey, this is your brother Saku coming to you from the graveyard shift. Um, just want to explain some things related to the last video I did, mini mansions. When I talk about mini mansions, I'm talking about the opening of different potential realities for you. As many as of us have heard, there's a lot of experimentation going on with CERN opening up different portals or attempting to open up different portals to different realities to test different theories and whatnot. There's also the D Wave computer that's messing with potentialities in reality, and people are talking about uh, Mandela effects and different things like that. Um, so, what I'm saying is that when it comes to the scripture talking about many mansions, is you have the potential to open up and create uh, a whole new reality for yourself, either on this plane, in the afterlife, in other planes of reality that you dream about, and other places of reality that you astral travel to, whatever the case might be. You have the potential at this point to begin to build upon that. One of the things is the first things that I learned in starting to study magic and the occult and whatnot, um, is the visualization, temple visualizations. Let me say it again, temple visualizations. In other words, you, in the midst of your, whether you're doing a banishing or what have you, your relaxation ritual, um, in whatever meditation, what have you, you go into, whatever you do to get into the magical state of mind. When you're in that state of mind, um, visualizing yourself in a temple or castle or palace, that if you're into Egypt, it could look like an Egyptian temple. If you're into Greek or Roman, it could look like that kind of architecture, whatever your interest is. If you're into the more Native American traditions, if you're into the Southwestern Kiva type circular temple, you could see that in your visualization. And from there, begin to build a new realm for yourself magically on the astral plane. And I think this is a good practice or exercise. Another good practice or exercise would be getting into such things as Afrofuturism, which gives you the opportunity, depending on the story, of course, but gives you an opportunity to see um, scientific potentials, futuristic potentials, spiritual potentials, creative potentials, economic potentials, even for, um, especially for our own people in the future. Um, a good sign for that is the coming of the Black Panther movie, and maybe someday I'll give a more in-depth detail of what I feel about that. I did a radio show about that when I did my radio shows a couple of years ago, a few years ago. So, anyway, if I have anything else to come back with, I will in just a moment. All right, peace. As I was saying, visualization. In my father's house, there are many mansions. Um, in order to build your mansion, temple, whatever, whether it be for this reality, for the afterworld, for your astral projections, what have you, you have to use the material that's found in the heart and the mind. As the scripture says, and as, of course, George Clinton requoted so eloquently, the kingdom of heaven is within. So it starts from within that you begin to build heaven. People often wonder what happens to you after you die. Well, what happens to you after you die is that you go to the state in which you're already in your mind and your heart. The only thing is that the physical body in the physical third dimension reality is no longer a factor. So if you begin to build heaven in your mind and in your heart, when you leave the physical, you will be in your heaven, in your temple, in your mansion, in your dimension. That's the potential for you. So I suggest taking the time to imagine, visualize, put yourself in the place of, see yourself in the place of, feel and experience yourself in the dimension that you desire to be in, the place that you desire to be, the place that you desire for your life and your family to go, okay? Dream boards, vision boards are good ways of doing this. Watching videos or documentaries that deal with the places that you or environments that you want to surround yourself with are good ways of finding yourself living in those areas, or finding yourself in vacation in those places, or finding yourself working in those areas or places. So